Hello everyone, this is Jay Dobbins of the official Marvel DC Multiverse. We are live at Planet Comicon 2025, and I have another very talented artist with me here today. Please let everyone know who you are and where you're from.
So I am Tom Doherty. I'm actually a writer and publisher and art director for Committed Comics out of Seattle area. My business partner's down in California, so I work kind of all over the place. We've been doing it for 27 years.
Okay, 27 years. Okay, yeah, that's a long time. All right. So, is this your first time here at Planet Comicon?
No, I've done the show. I was just trying to figure this out this weekend. I think I've done this show for about 6 or 7 years now, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, even after the pandemic, which a lot of shows contracted a little bit, but this show definitely just keeps on growing and adding more and more talent, which is kind of cool.
All right, cool. So, your work is pretty interesting. So, like, how long, like, okay, I get it, 28 years, but what influenced you to, do, like, titles, yeah. So, multi-titles, especially, Brave Shot.
So, we started off the company with the concept of giving creators the opportunity to get into the business, because in the early 2000s there was no definitive way. In the previous years you used to be able to send in a submission to Marvel or DC and you would be able to get an editor's attention if your work was good. Come the late 90s there was none of that. It was just kind of a stonewall on getting into the industry. So we created Committed Comics with the ability to get people into the industry and try to give them another alternative to bring creator-owned projects to light. And so what we do is we have multiple titles, and they're all creator-owned, and I'm kind of here as an ambassador for all the different creators to get them out and let the public know that there's other good comics other than just Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like other type. Yes, I do like Marvel and DC. However, I like other comics as well that are very interesting. And I've seen like a lot of artists, who, like Chris Wallace, for example, of Pyramid Comics, who I interviewed previously. He has, like I said, different styles, different stories, and it doesn't always have to be Marvel and DC. And I like different, because different is always a good thing for me. Because it's good to know that there are other superheroes out there besides the Marvel and DC.
Absolutely, and the nice thing about it is that when you have a diversity of talent, you have different point of views and different stories and different types of characters, different archetypes. You're not just running with the same exact archetype over and over and over again. We're able to bring our experiences and our stories and our personal experiences to the page, which is one of the reasons why I started the company, because that way I'm able to bring in 5 or 6 different people on 4 or 5 different titles, and the next thing you know, it's just a sheer buffet of creativity. So,
all right, cool. So, what is your most favorite out of all the, all the, like stories, whether it's superhero or cartoons or whatever?
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit biased because of the fact that, I could sit here and be like, oh, no, they're all my children. I don't have a favorite one. No, that's not true. The one that I wrote and created, which is called Tales from the Asylum, I just put out the first issue this past year in 2024, in the summer of 2024. I am still working on the second issue. It's not easy to create comic books, regardless of what anybody might tell you. But that's one of my favorite titles. One of our most popular titles that we have is a character named Mira X. She started in late 91, I believe, and Mira X has basically been, through many different publishers, and she's finally landed at Committed Comics. She makes her home here, and I'm good friends with Bill Mouse, the creator, and we have a nice little synergy thing going to where we are able to bring new stories of that character with a 30-some-odd year history, which is fun. That way we can play off of the nostalgic 90s element as well as bringing her into what is this? Is this past the aughts? I guess the 21st century at this point? I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, like I said, I definitely look forward to purchasing your stuff in the future. Definitely, online if possible. So, but thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks so much. And it's just committedcomics.com, which is 2 M's and 2 T's. So it's COMMITTEDCOMICS.com.
All right. So make sure y'all check that out online. So that concludes this interview. Feel free to follow us on Instagram. We're available on iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube, and of course Twitch.